Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of What If Civilization Started Over. In the last episode, there was a war in Arabia. Yep, big war over here. And it's currently not going well for the Mesopotamians, as Mesopotamia is starting to lose their front lines. And this is where we're going to be picking up in today's episode. I'm trying to pick a color for this country. Anyway, there's a people's protest in the blue team, which turns into riots. And the blue team stability was already at red, but now it is at dark red stability, which means they're completely just collapsing at this point. And quickly, this rebellion meets up with the border of the red team, and this country is starting to seem like it's going down to for the first time in a while we see, well, for the first time in a few episodes, the blue team is having rebellions again. And the teal team realizes, oh shoot. And the blue team and the teal team make an official agreement to trade over all of the blue team's colony to the teal team now. Now, this makes things interesting since the teal team has to, do all the fighting on the fronts, and the teal team is doing okay so far. Once the lime team gets here, it's pretty much over for them. They're able to push back okay because the blue team is has given them a lot more power than they used to have. Just by taking that land, they got a little stronger, and quickly these guys are taking over all of this, and the blue team isn't doing that well apparently because the blue team is starting to just collapse. I'm gonna turn on the major cities and the capitals. So yeah, 2 out of 3 major cities are captured. Well, one being the capital, so 2 of their 3 cities are captured, and the capital is still yet to fall. And the blue team is getting embarrassed at this point because the red team and the cream team are just not even trying at this point. It's getting so bad to the point where the blue team can't sustain itself too well anymore. And at this point, they're under full red occupation. And if we go to the coalitions layer, go to the coalitions layer this time. That's right, they're leaving their alliance, which means only one thing, that they're joining another coalition. Well, that's not the only thing that means, but could mean, but Now, the blue team has picked a side, picked a new side. And now going back to the civilizations layer, we see that the Right Triangle Alliance is not doing well over here either. As quickly, the Lime team is still having major gains. And they're increasing actually in how common these gains they're having are, how common they are. Though the Lime team still can't win against the infantry that's coming into their country, except until now. Sorry, I gotta pause the video. Okay, everyone, I'm back. And yeah, these guys are managing to do a lot of good counteroffensives. And the Lime team is officially now the controller of all of Arabia. But these guys go with them. Oh, so they just take this color. One thing that's going pretty well for the Lime team is pushing the Mesopotamians out of their country. And it's going pretty well. Quickly, the Mesopotamians are getting pushed out to their own borders, and the Mesopotamians are greatly embarrassed by this. Once known as the strongest empire in the world, now known as the country that now can't even defend itself because they got trash allies. Yeah, they've got trash allies, and they're also, it's not just that they got trash allies, they're also trash. But now the invasions continue. As now the Lime forces are heading straight towards the capital. The capital is their most important concern. And the world is seeing this war. And each country has different reactions. Like China is just profiting off of selling equipment to them. Selling like swords. Well, they don't even really have swords, but just like the weaponry they use in this time period. And at this point, they run into the capital guard, so they try to go here, they advance here. And then they also run into the capital guard, so they try to advance here, they do that. But when they try to get to this city, they meet the capital guard. And there's a huge portion of the country that is willing to surrender over being this much. Being this fortune. And yeah, the Lime team is winning in Mesopotamia. Meanwhile, the Orange team troops are marching in on this side, and they do the same thing. They quickly meet up. Well, they try to meet up with the Lime team forces, though Mesopotamia is still not a pushover, though they're getting more and more close to being one. But quickly they're losing more and more territory, and at this point the Orange team has completely taken over control over this territory, and now these whole territories are starting to fall over in countries you didn't expect to make actual gains in this war. Start making gains. Like the first country you wouldn't expect to, the last country you'd expect to be invading Mesopotamia and doing well is Caucasia, not Caspia. I almost called it Caspia. Well, these guys easily gain occupation over here, over Mesopotamia, and this is honestly is not looking like a big world war because they're losing bad in any way. That takes us over to the coalitions layer. We're going to be heading over to the teal team, who's actually coming out, who's coming out with a profit out of this, so they don't mind leaving the war. And better yet, they do something even better for their nation. They join the 6-point star pact. Now, the 6-point stars, joining them is probably a good choice with the collapsing Mesopotamia, and at this point, Mesopotamia's not ranking within the top 10, top 20, top 30 anymore. They're not even within, well, no, they obviously have to rank in the top 30 because there's not even 30 countries left. That's like saying you have 2 brain cells and they're both fighting for 3rd place. And quickly, the Mesopotamians are still pretty strong. Well, they're not really like as weak as they say, but quickly these guys capture another city and it's not going well. And Mesopotamia has to do so. Well, a lot of the populated region of Mesopotamia is actually surrendering over. These guys all become under Lime occupation, and now a place you'd never expect to make gains in this war is making gains. The Atlanteum's colony is now fighting and winning. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they were already fighting, but they're now winning super big fronts, and quickly this is starting to turn into a bad scenario for Mesopotamia, as they have the Caucasus country annihilating them over here. They're immediately getting annihilated. Quickly, this doesn't seem good. Yeah, Caucasia shouldn't be able to do this to you, bro. It's basically toast for you. You're toast if Caucasia is able to just invade this much territory. And Caucasia is, let me remind you, Caucasia is not him. They're not Timothy Hemsworth. They're really just like some weak dudes who, they're really weak, though. They just got like lucky in this part of the war because Mesopotamia doesn't defend at all up here. And now the pink team is starting to take a ton of land from Mesopotamia, and Mesopotamia is starting to lose. Mesopotamia. Saying Mesopotamia actually is pretty satisfying to say. Mesopotamia. Anyway, the pink team could take now control of all of this occupation, and Mesopotamia gets a new coalitionary government their new government, the coalition's there. You may be wondering why this is happening. Why don't they continue to fight for the cause that they believe in? Why aren't they continuing their fight? Because Mesopotamia's government is completely overthrown. Really, I shouldn't even give them the star shape, so I'm not going to give it to them. But just something to note. They give out occupation zones to everyone, don't they? Are able to keep the capital. So the Elan team gets full and total occupation of this. Pretty big thing to get occupation over, if you ask me. And they also get occupation over all this. And now West Mesopotamia, well, they're not known as West Mesopotamia, but I'm going to call them Mesopotamia because they're basically Western Mesopotamia at this point. If anything, they are Mesopotamia, except for the fact that they don't own all of Mesopotamia. In fact, these guys are more Mesopotamian. So I'm just going to call them West Mesopotamia because they're still on part of Mesopotamia, I believe. And, yeah, quickly. No, that's not right. Now, the pink team occupation is going to be pretty good for this. And ultimately, Caucasia claims this. And now the coalition is down to 2 nations. And Bulgaria is absolutely terrified at the coalition the coalition forces. And at this point, the coalition forces scare them to a point where they can't. They don't feel like continuing on with the war effort because they're terrified of this coalition that they're fighting up against. Just look at this map. And now, look at their neighbors. They're making out like bandits. Quickly, these guys take all this and say, haha. And also, you may be wondering, why are they just invading in? Now, the 6-point star alliance is in these 2 countries. Now, why would the spread of the 6-point star alliance happen to these 2 countries? I mean, they're pretty weak. They're not strong. Basically at all. They're not at all strong in any way. And at this point, Bulgaria seems to want to surrender, as this map is starting to seem more and more against them, though there's still hope. Though there's though they make peace, the one country that doesn't is Cyprus. Cyprus is getting the worst of it. The invasions. Honestly, I'm turning off the coalitions layer so that way you can see the invasion of Cyprus better. So the invasion of Cyprus begins on a fateful day as troops make landing in these streets of Cyprus, and this is immediately turning into a nightmare for them to fight, as Cyprus is losing tons of manpower every day, and Cyprus can't hold up this fighting. If they really wanted to, they can keep this going for a little tiny bit, but they probably can't fight for a while. So on one fateful day, Cyprus surrenders. So let's look at the coalitions there. Something is happening. Going down, well, the coalitions layer is right here, so I gotta just do this. The right triangle coalition is no longer existing, as all of these countries have had their victories, and I'm going to go draw up the peace treaty. I have finished working on the peace treaty, and the peace treaty is going to look something like this. So we're first going to head down to the red team, where they take all of this land, and the cream team is going to be taking this land. No, not that much. Okay, I'm just doing something real quick. Now this is the new cream team. Borders look like not that bad, and the blue team also is going to be taking control of the territories back. Yeah, the blue team now owns their whole country again. They don't, though they're probably going to get a new ideology, and we're going to see that after I update the ideology layer before our next episode. And now let's head down to the colonial front. The red team didn't claim much, only claiming this. And the teal team just takes out this, and the green team also doesn't take much, they just take this. So yeah, the teal team got bigger in this war, and they also got a little stronger. But I'll represent that in power ranking. Okay, I'll be right back. I gotta fix this treaty. Okay, I don't think I need to fix anything as long as I just do other countries first. The first country I'm working on is the orange team. No, that's even worse. Never mind. Let's work on Caspia. Okay, I'm going to expand this line and show you how I do it. So basically, I'm just going to tell you how I make these borders. I go into the provinces there and yeah, I just work on go into the provinces layer and do this. Now I'm going to color in these guys' claims. Down here it's Dooley. They still have some claims on this side of the orange team. I'm just gonna clean up this because I need to make this map look more clean than yeah, this is kind of annoying, but I have to do this. Now, there's a new country in town. No, bro. Pink Mesopotamia. Oh, my goodness. Now I have to go fix something. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I'm hoping this works. And yeah, I created a country right here to kind of like take power out of Mesopotamia. No! Stop doing this! I can't do this again. Honestly, I'm just going to do this so that way. Bro! I hate this! Stupid! Honestly, I might quit this series. Break down and cry. Oh, sweet child mine. Mystery. Teaser. So and I'm just fixing this. And anyway, I'm gonna just pause the recording for this. Sorry about that. I'm now back to finish this peace treaty. The orange team seems to be a lot larger than they were before the treaty. Our treaty borders were smaller than they are now. And anyway, they take over Thrace. And I gotta take. This looks so similar to orange color that it counts it as the same orange. It's so annoying. But yeah. Just zoom out real quick. Honestly, I do not hate this. I like this map, the way it looks so far, though it's not finished. Now the alarm team is actually going to be taking... Okay, I gotta fix something, so I'm gonna not pause the video again, otherwise I might go insane. Okay. Now, what's going to happen is... What do you mean they still take over? Seriously? Okay. Two things happened in this treaty. So, one thing that's going to happen is actually I'm taking this. And the second thing is this new country joins the line Arabian Empire, because the Arabian Empire is probably the best choice for them. As their empire grows bigger, they take more land, and the pink team actually looks really good. By the way, when I said that, I meant like the hot pink team. Okay, now I'm actually liking this map. Now the final changes we're going to make in this peace treaty is in Europe, and I'm hoping I don't have to spend extra time on this treaty. Because if I have to spend more time doing this than I want to. I didn't think this episode was going to take this long to record. It actually takes longer than you'd think. You know it takes longer than a show to record this, because I literally cut episodes a lot. Oh. Frick. Well, I'll be right back. So the first thing I'm gonna do is go over here to this country. And shift their color to this. So yeah, it's still, why the heck does it still do it? Okay. It still continues to just color that country, and even though the colors are nothing alike. Bro, what do you mean? This is like purple. No, it's not. Okay, I'm starting to lose it. Don't lose it. Otherwise, I might have to cancel the episode. If I were to cancel the episode, I'd probably have to go back and do something. I don't know what I'd have to do, but I don't know. But okay, this isn't as hard as I thought. So now the purple team is this big, and Bulgaria is being humbled. Going back over to the coalition's lair. One thing that will be happening is the dissolution. Oh. No. I accidentally just wiped out a ton of people. Now the coalition has officially broken up. And now we can get to some more events. So next is looking at the military alliances of the world. Bam. These guys no longer exist, and bam. The Square Alliance is also gone. Oh, and I forgot. There's one last thing in the treaty I didn't mention. But I'm going to go do it real quick. I'm going to go mention it. So turn off the military alliances for a second. Be right back. Okay, I am back now. The orange team takes over northern Cyprus, and Cyprus has been extremely weakened. And by the way, the orange team is no longer North Korea like. They have loosened up a little bit. They've kind of loosened up their policies, and now these guys are no longer like North and South Korea. Like that kind of ended, and now the military alliances. I'm going to go here and pick this color. Now, this map is looking a lot different, and so is the alliance layer. So, there is a couple new countries joining certain alliances. The first is the forcing of these guys. Well, these guys just joined the Air Alliance, are not forced in. This pink team, actually no, that goes to Cyprus, and now other countries joining alliances will be, and other alliance gaining members will be the Star Alliance. Oh wait, no. Whoops, I accidentally did a whoopsies. Now, the Star Alliance, oh, there's still a square shape here, but, well, nonetheless, it's fine. And the Square Alliance also incorporates this country as a new member. Well, the Star Alliance incorporates them. And the Star Alliance even incorporates the likes of the green team. Things are starting to heat up, and at this point, another country joining an alliance will be Mesopotamia. As they join the Star Alliance, funnily enough, well, why did they join the Star Alliance? Good thing you asked, because I don't really know too well. But if I had to make a guess, they probably just want more influence over. And lastly, most importantly, there's another alliance forming between with the Chinese as the leaders. It is PRO's parallelogram alliance, but yet these guys have now made that alliance. They had last episode official, though I erased the shape because it wasn't official then. And now the brown team takes the shape too. And another country joining the alliance is going to be this country. So yeah. Oh, and that's fine. I'll fix that later. I believe that's even on the capital layer. We got a capital and major cities later. It's all in the ocean, but now these are all the alliances of the world. You can notice every country has been weakened, and this episode is just a war episode, basically. Not much is going to need to be updated after this episode, so now I'm going to turn off the military alliance layer and the capitals and major cities layers and turn on power rankings. So a lot needs to change here. So number one, all the countries shifted places. Like, yeah, this is going to be a lot to cover. So first of all, these guys are definitely no longer two. I'm just going to erase every country's position because some countries don't exist anymore and some countries do exist, but some countries got weakened a ton by this war. You're going to notice the major powers of the world becoming more major of powers. So, the strongest country in the world is going to be the Lime Team. Number two, after the war, post-war, second strongest country in the world. There's a couple choices for the second strongest. Like the third strongest in the world was India, fourth strongest was China, fifth strongest was the red team. The second strongest ends up going to the red team. Third strongest is China. Fourth strongest is going to be India. The fourth strongest is, though, the red team going up to number two is a surprise, but the expansion of the storylines and the small land grabs kind of have made them not like as risky to collapse as like the Lime team would be because they grabbed so much land. But now number five would probably be going over here into these guys. No, it's between these guys. I think they would go to them. Number six would probably be these guys. Number seven, these guys. Now, number eight would be a hard one to pick. But I feel like the purple team would be a good number eight spot. Number nine would probably actually be a country you wouldn't expect. After fighting the war, they kind of got a new government set up for them. Number nine is going to be this country, Caucasia, but now I'm going to call them Caspia. 11's going to be a hard one to decide, but 11 will probably be given over to this country. And I'm also going to show the military alliances so I know. And now, another country going to be getting this one. Now, I can see this. So now, I feel like the next strongest country would be Ukraine. Because Ukraine gained land from the war, and same with Romania. And now another country I feel that has gained strength. Well, another country I feel that is strong would probably be these guys. And the next country I'm thinking of. No, not them. I gotta shift this over to this country. And yeah, pretty good for them. Getting 15th place. Now 16th place would probably go over. 16th place would go to Korea because Korea's not that weak. 17th place actually would probably go to Mesopotamia. Wait, H17. No, they're just 17th place. In 18th place, not far off, is their. We're going. 19th place would be these guys. The Chinese. 20th place would probably be these guys. 20th are not strong or weak, really. No, I feel like these guys would actually be a better 20th place and now 21st play. They get 21st. Not bad. Now 22nd, we are getting back up to China. Another big 2-2 ranking, and 24th strongest country would probably actually, I don't know who that would go to, but I'm assuming 24th strongest would probably go to these guys. Now 25th strongest would be going to, I'm assuming these guys. Probably get 25th place. Just feels good. Now another country that is new to the leagues of the 20s would be these guys at 26. Another weak country would be 27th place, who has gone down a lot in ranking recently. Now 28th place probably would go to Cyprus. And 30th place would go over to the green team. These are the updated power rankings of every single country in the world. I don't believe I've missed anyone. Now looking at how long this episode is, I'm probably gonna end this episode. And good